there are a few things zile musemaga alafu zinakuwa misconstrued but we still have to say it. And one of the things we have to say, a lot of people who go for these functions za government kama like Mashujaa Day, Moi Day, etc, unless they are government officials and unless they are getting paid, mse kama chipukizi, you'll find if it's not government officials ama it's people getting paid, you'll see diplomats, you'll find it's poor people that go to such events, sindio? And ausemaga poverty is a crime, najua hivyo, like there's that famous saying that poverty is a crime, and why it's a crime is because it reaches a level where people dehumanize you. Najua the way we dehumanize criminals. So like today watu wanne wamekufa kwa stampede kwa stadium Kericho, and they're there thinking like atu walitoka asubuhi kwenda hii event, why? You understand? You can never blame the dead, as I said, you can never blame the dead. But you'll find kuna watu wameishia because they are hoping maybe the way the cost of living is so high, maybe the president is going to give us some money. Unajua kuna kuagana hizo utapata kuna watu wamelipwa ndio waende, and then you end up dying. So 4 people died, and if I'm not wrong, I hear they are all women. Ukisikia story
it's sad. The fact that every morning is the same way watu wamka wanauana kucast ballot
yeah
ya mtu wao and umse anawapitisha such a bad ride, yani hata ukimuona una feel like ni kama unaenda pale kumwonyesha like this is what I did for you. You expecting something, so ushaona ni kama wale watu wanakuanga in bad relationships they don't know, na hizo ndizo politicians wamekuwa wamestudy the act. So wakienda wakitokea mtaani kwenu unataka kuona like ule msee mlielect how flashy anakaa, then maybe there's some mercy you expect at the end. It's a sad state, na sana sana wamama when it comes to religion, when it comes to politics, those are the targets.
Yeah,
unaona,
cause story ni cause it's women. Yes, nimeconfirm it's 4 women that died. So the story is there's one woman who was selling tea, sindio? Alafu ukitaka kujua vile hizi vitu za Kenya vitu hazikuagi like zimeniniwa vizuri, there was actually atiaka fire next to where people watu walikuwa napita. So vile huu madha kwa ile commotion, I think maybe alikuwa ameshikilia cup chai, alisukumwa chai kamwagika kwa ile nini, sindio?
of course
Watu waka assume tear gas has been thrown.
okay.
Alafu watu wakaanza kukimbia, so in the process there was a stampede and
because there was smoke.
Yes, 4 women ended up dying. And najua niko nini, so I wanted to make a stupid joke like ingekuwa Jaga tungejua hakuna smoke, hakuna tear gas hapo. You know how tear gas smells. But now
Yeah.
back to history, niyo ina come back to hiyo vile nilikuwa nasema like poverty is a crime, cause kuna vitu zile lazima ujue the Kenyan government does not care about you, najua the Kenyan government just cares about if you can pay taxes.
Yeah.
They don't
And
care.
na if you can be re-elected back.
Yes.
2 things. Yeah.
So going for these rallies, unless you're getting paid, does very little for you. That's why it reaches a level where unapataka kuna areas where chiefs go to force people to go. Unajua hivyo? Because they know at the end of the day, these do nothing for you. Kwa chiki, I think, was it Msoka alikuwa anatuambia juu ya political rallies in Japan, where a politician will end up talking to 3 people, 5 people, because people are busy doing their other things. Yes? And I feel like, of course, I'm not talking to such people. And it's sad because this is not mainstream radio. But if I was on a mainstream radio kama akina Citizen, akina Milele, Maisha, Radio Jambo, this is the time to tell people just stay home. These people don't care about you unless they are paying you. Stay home. And if ukienda hapo pate watu wanasukumana, just go home. Don't let 200 or 300 shillings lead to your death. Because what watasema, ati what if you're too hungry to feed your family? Now your family has to buy a coffin. Najua hivyo?
Yeah.
Okay, the government, I think because it's 4 women, the government also be atatokea, tunaenda kufundisha watoto. Lakini do you know those kids will have to grow up without a mother? I'm sure a lot of those kids wakipatiwa choice between growing up with a mother or getting some education that might not, najua saizi there are different ways of getting education. I'm sure most of them would still want their mothers alive. So 4 women died for zero reason, because yeah, hiyo tu ndio kitu naweza angalia, like 4 people died for zero reason. So
Wewe ushaikuwa kwa any political rally?
nope. Mi the place nishaienda kule kumejaa peke yake ni football matches. I've gone for Kenyan matches and I've gone for Gor Mahia. More than that, wacha politician akae huko, itakupatia kura nitakupatia, but I don't need your
wafuasi.
si need kuwa hapo nikinena. Ukiona kwa political rally jua nitakuwa with the politicians nikiwa hapo, niko yes, I'll never be on this side because this side has no respect. Najua of course me even when I'm up there I'll still respect you ukiwa hapo chini, but I can never be on that side because hii ni ile side ya tear gas, ni side ya stampede, ni side ya what, and these people don't care about you. Najua ni kitu moja unafaa kujua, like if this is happening in Kericho and Kericho kuna shareholders, what would happen is these areas again, you understand? Like these are supposed to be the area where they say here we are going to organize everything 100%. Did you see the stadium itself ya Kericho?
I saw it.
Uliona president alikuwa anatembea kwa matope? Like this is 20
it was Jui. Ni green park or something.
So hatuwezi weka hata carpet, like tungeweka carpet ya green, sindio? President atembee juu yake. Wewe unajua how it feels to see your president na kiatu iko na matope? Unaelewa? Yeah, it's alafu imenikumbusha ile joke nani alimake. Kuna joke fulani Larry Madowo alimake ati in Senegal watu itanga Kenya Africa for beginners. Unaona? And I think the joke was Senegal imetuacha nafaa sana, like acheki. Alafu Kenya we are so arrogant that we never know.
See it.
Yes, because Kenya I think I'd want to see if kama tribalism imeshika in Senegal kama sisi, because SGR in its present state was unacceptable. Nacheki. So ulicheki nani, sikuwa nataka ku have like a long argument with Chege Majus, but there's a lot of F-ups zili happen under Uhuru, and one of them ni SGR. There's no way you can build such a railway in the modern world. Acheki, the Chinese ndio before they learned the technology from the Germans, hao ndio walikuwa naga the first use of floating trains zile za maglev, because I think the original maglev, hiyo train, kuna train fulani iliotumiaga magnetism to move. Yes, it was built in China but by the Germans. Right now the Chinese can do that ish.
When was that?
This was back in the days. Wacha nione hizo maglev trains, ni magnetic elevation. Buda jo, kuna maglev train China, wacha nicheki. The Shanghai maglev train is the world's first commercial high speed and has a maximum cruising speed of 431 kilometers per hour. You're reaching Mombasa in 1 hour. Do you know how much that would boost tourism in Kenya?
Yes.
If we could go to Mombasa for 1 hour, sisi hatuwezi ishia huko to do podcast na turudi.
Like
How many
daily.
people
Daily.
if you can afford, wacha tuangalie hivi, housing in Mombasa is not as expensive as
As
Nairobi. Kwa unaweza afford ya 150,000 in Nairobi, na you can afford maybe a 50,000 house huko, awezi kuwa natumia maglev kwenda na kurudi. Unacheki? So this is what we needed, but Uhuru comes out and says we lose 2 billion shillings a day, and he's okay with that. This is a very poor country. Unezaje kuwa comfortable kusema tuna lose 2 billion shillings?
And then say wale watu watajaribu kung'oa reli, watawanyonga, aki nitawanyonga. Nakuma akisema hivyo.
So China,
and then anasema like okay, nyi mking'oa reli is okay, but we lose 2 billion. I can do something about it, but I cannot.
So of course China wenyewe, so maglev ya Shanghai, the Shanghai maglev moves at 431 kilometers per hour. China in the year 2021 tried another one ya 600, but it ended up rolling off, but they were testing it. Right now, do you know what they're supposed to test? 1,000 kilometers per hour. That means you'd reach you'd reach Mombasa in less time than an aeroplane.
Mm.
Acheki.
And
That's
then wanaambiwa like, hey, si tunataka high tech.
mm,
Standard,
standard gauge
it's
railway.
just the
Unacheki.
standard.
Yeah.
We ask for standard
And afu najua
because
kitu
actually I think we are ripped off, tuseme tu tuseme, cause ile yenye tulikuwa tukitumia zilikuwa mzee sana,
mm.
and then alafu nacheki saa body iko somehow modern.
Yeah.
We should use your stuff by the way.
Sijaitumia sinaonaga tu
Ujaitumia? You guys
wasiuangaliana
don't.
you
You
look
guys
into each
don't.
other's souls like yeah.
You guys don't, Joe.
Yeah, najua. I'm not even
Cause
planning. I'm
time.
planning to use your nasikia first class waga a little bit better. I want to use it for the experience. But ingine siwezi kuambia like I'm so uncomfortable in tight spaces. Unanijuaga tu like I'll just feel uncomfortable.
Uke nilienda
Like,
kama tumelock mguu na jamaa.
mm,
Cause unajua sasa the mko hapa yako there's like a small kameza hapa and then ako hii side ingine, so miguu zako na zake zimekuza, so for you to get space ni mguu yake ingia
mpitishane
hapa
kwa sehemu nyeti yako.
you guys you 4 hours 4 every hours man.
Afu ndo nakwambia
Alafu
sasa
nasikia pia raya za nini za VIP maybe kama if you've ever had a nini experience ya VIP, mi sijaienda but nikiturn head niangalie VIP vile wamekaa, it's only that kameza kako, it's just the two of you, but the seats also, the next seat is so close to you, you can't stretch your legs properly pia.
Yeah.
That's what we are paying billions for you.
They use Chinese to Chinese people's heights. Unajua hivyo?
Tulikaa chini
Yeah, like two Chinese people walikaa chini. Because China also has a lot of short people.
tungetumia na nok
Tungetumia na nok.
na
But sasa
magoha ati
tukigo back to his story, nakwambia the only reason this happened, Ian, you might not like me saying this, but the only reason SGR happened the way it happened was because of Central and Rift Valley feeling that this is one of our own, and even if he messes up, he's one of our own. You know, tunakwambiaga that's the worst thing about Kenya's ethnicity, the fact that tuko so locked. Ulichiketa vile Obado aliiba, kuna raya zilikuwa like pia wacha mjaluo aibe, niko like that has nothing to do with me. Vile Kidero inasemekanaga Kidero was fleecing Nairobi, ati nilikuwa nafaa kuwa happy at cause ni mjaka, unacheki. So these ones were at that level. Now the higher level, ile ukienda kwa hiyo SGR scandal, utapata like the most names utapata ni za Central na Rift Valley, sindio? But did you benefit as a dude from Central?
No, I've not benefited.
But do you know that 9 out of 10 Central people during Uhuru's time would have treated you as a traitor if you had called it out? Because kumbuka, David Ndii used to call it out. Who else? I think Boni mpaka leo is treated as a traitor. Nacheki. I might disagree with Boni on a lot of ish, but that one I agree with him on. Like, so that's the problem ya hii nchi. Ethnicity. Negative ethnicity. So that's why I'd want to know, when Senegal was getting the sort of trains it got from there, how's tribalism in Senegal? Like, is it as bad as hapa? Because I doubt. Because I feel like Africa, you take away tribalism, we are a first world country. Najua?
Yeah.
If you could wake up today, wazikunga ule demwa Gen V ule kuguza unasahau, kaa kuna mtenza kaa mtu wafanya Wakenya wasahau tribe, hata si for long,
like the last year,
1 year peke yake.
1 year between 2026
zizi siyo saa hizi
Yeah.
tukiwa 20 leo kesho tuamke and no one can know their tribes in Kenya. Ge Ruto atan sweat because the minute Ruto anajua there is no unconditional support, the minute he has to deliver. Nacheki. Anakwambia si for 5 years, just for 1 year.
1 year too.
And then after 1 year tuamke tuko like hey, okay, miwaga lakini tutakuwa tumeona hii change, tutakuwa like we are not going back. We won't go back.
The way politics are they may not use tribalism as directly, but ukiangalia back kuna sentiments wanatumia like nani Ruto, the way anaenda he might lose the mountain.
Yeah.
Who are in the mountain?
Yeah, nyinyi.
Kwa nini ati sisi ndio nafaa kulose pekee?
um
I'm just saying
yeah,
like,
because Rift Valley is unconditional.
leo ndio nasema
Yeah,
like
it's unconditional
unaona
love.
like kuna wale watu wanaambiwa like yako attached to watu the Kikuyus, he might lose the West, he might lose the, so unajua by at the end of the day mnapata mmekwa in
Yeah.
mpaka unafeel ni kama uko targeted,
Mm.
but it's supposed to be, you know, Kenyans.
Yeah, you lose everyone.
You lose everyone. Si ati nani msee mwingine akienda ati Mudavadi nao ati the way Ruto sahi ni kama ameenda kunini the West, the West, sindio?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to woo everybody. It's supposed to lose everybody. It's supposed to gain everybody. So unajipata like vile tu mnaekwa like these guys are disposable after sentepenza huu mse, unajipata like, you feel like nyinyi ndio mko umewekwa hii side, so unaona like yani sisi Wakikuyu tuta nini, so tutaenda tu tuweke msee mwingine tutue huyo, unaona hivyo ndivyo mtaretaliate.
Lakini kilo nasahau nio it's about to get worse. Hata nipatie example kitambo, I'll go back to the times that I can remember, but around siku za Kibaki, when the Tanzanian shilling was super strong against us, it used to be 18 shillings, unajua. Then during I think certain period ya Uhuru, it was playing around 19 to 20 shillings. TZ, one Kenyan shilling.
Ilikuwa 22.
Yes, one Kenyan shilling. Right now, one Kenyan shilling is 16 TZ shillings. One Kenyan shilling is 24 Ugandan shillings. UG got mefika 35.
35.
That means the UG currency is strengthening while the Kenyan currency is weakening. That means we are doing so badly economically. I don't know, or maybe it is from the layman perspective. So someone can correct me on this. That easy, they're staying basically the same because I think strength sisi ndio tuna deteriorate. But as I told you, Kenyan political love is unconditional. Nacheki. Buddha, the average Kenyan will divorce his wife before he divorces his political party. Achiki, like the love we have for our football clubs, ni the love wase wako nayo for nini. So I don't think, man, mi niko nini. Alafu sasa tunachiki ulicheki vile tulikuwa na nani yule, tulikuwa na Chege Majuzi alikuwa nasema someone needs to tell Ruto to just shut up, don't give more promises wajua leo amepatiana promises za hotspots ulicheki amesema gava ina create 24,000 hotspots and I don't know why, but I feel like right now the internet is not a priority, and I say this as someone who uses the internet for his life, but I feel like that's not the priority right now. I don't think kuna wakenya wengi wamekaa pahali wako like, you know what, I wish the internet was, I could get free internet, like what wanataka tafuta basic needs like food. Unajua
just food. You gotta know how much, you know how food is expensive these days.
Yeah.
You know
so amepromisiwa like 25,000 hotspots zitakuwa kwa bus stops. So let's say they actually happen. Now this is where people are going to lose money because ukiwa kwa hii bus stop, what are you going to decide? You're going to decide to use M-Pesa, you're going to decide to use your bank app because it's free internet. And this is where if you get the wrong one utakubali because soja wase usemaga like those insecure networks whatever it's so easy for someone to do ambega mtu ambwa don't never use your like bank app on a public wifi.
On a public wifi.
Yeah. So I make you a promise leo and I'm there thinking like, wow, was that necessary?